Hi, this is Decimal, and this is the Doppler. The Doppler is a polyphonic 2-operator FM synthesizer that has 8-note polyphony and knob-for-knob functionality. In this video, I'll be exploring the sounds of the Doppler while giving some thoughts on the synth. Quick disclosure, the Doppler was sent over for review by RDM Instruments, but they have no say in the content of this video, so let's get into it. The Doppler uses a modulator sine wave based around 2 rotary switches. The octave rotary switches offers 5 octave range, and the semitone rotary switch gives you a 12 semitone range. The Doppler also features an ADSR envelope. By default, the ADSR envelope only affects the carrier wave. When you flip the envelope mod toggle, the envelope also influences the amount of frequency modulation applied to the carrier. There is also a filter knob that sets the cutoff frequency for the 4-pole low-pass filter. You can get some gritty sounds by using the 9-octave pink noise source to modulate the carrier as well. The Doppler was able to create gritty experimental soundscapes and lush musical tones. I had plenty of fun with the X-Fade knob, which crossfades between the carrier and the modulator. Also, the phase toggle was useful, which turns the phase modulation on and off. Xmod sets the amount of modulation on the carrier wave. The phase feedback knob sets the amount of phase feedback on the carrier wave. The frequency toggle turns the frequency modulation on and off, which can dramatically change the tone of the synth with the flip of a switch. There are also 2 built-in effects. We have a stereo reverb with level and feedback control. The other effect is a tap tempo delay. The length of the delay syncs with an internal clock, which you can set by tapping the red touchpad. You also have a delay level and a delay feedback control. The Doppler can also be used as a stereo pedal, as it has 2 ins and 2 outs, and what better way to demonstrate this by routing it to a Japanese koto synth. Let's start out with the reverb. Now let's check out the delay. Now let's try both. I was having so much fun routing the Doppler to the koto synth. So here are some of my thoughts on the Doppler. I really enjoyed the way this synth can go from crazy ambient soundscapes to more melodic and musical FM tones. Having ADSR control is also a nice touch, considering the Swarm, the previous synth that was created by RDM Instruments, only had AR control. I really enjoyed using the Xmod and the phase feedback knob to shape the sound. The synth can sound quite FM-like, but with the few turns of some knobs, you can get something that's unique and not FM sounding at all. Something I would have loved is to have some sort of animated automation control or assignable LFO that's built in. Although this can be achieved with external gear, having it on the unit itself would be something that would be really interesting. The effects are great, and I love the fact that you can also use it as a stereo pedal. However, I would have preferred a knob control for the delay clock, as I found tapping on the red pad did not get the clock tempo I really wanted. The position of the volume knob is a bit odd, which is below the reverb control and above the sustain and release. I think that having it closer to a corner or something might have been a better layout. I don't know, that's just my opinion. It accepts MIDI via USB-C, and it is USB-C powered, which is super convenient when using my Launchpad Pro. However, some people might want to connect this into a full MIDI DIN device, which would require an adapter, so this is just something to note. I also want to mention that on the back, there's a way to change the octave with these two buttons. I didn't find myself using this feature, but this might be useful in some setups. All of RDM desktop synths use an open source platform known as Axolotl for development. I'm always a fan of synths that use an open source platform. In conclusion, the Doppler is a fresh take on FM synthesis, and it has some unique algorithm designs that I haven't really seen in other pieces of gear. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.